Another Tuesdays with Johnny has come round again. Well, sit down and listen, he's like an old friend. He's got songs and stories and poems and hymns. Well, sit down and listen, he's like an old friend. Or maybe he already is. He's got no way of knowing unless you leave him good comments. Welcome to another Tuesdays with Johnny. This is episode 6, the Devil's episode. So, in honor of that, I'm going to do a little song that my grandfather used to sing to my sister and I when we were little. And little did we know what the content was all about. Nor did we know that this song was written by a Reverend, no less. So here we go. Well, lad, cocaine habit is mighty bad. It's the worst old habit that I ever had. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. You take a whiff on me, take a whiff on me, yeah, all year round, just take a whiff on me. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. Well, I went to Mr. Lamb's on the low, he had a sign in the window, says, no more dope. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. Or take a whiff on me, take a whiff on me, yeah, all year round, just take a whiff on me. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. Well, I loves my whiskey and I loves my gin, but the way I love my coke, it's got on sin. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. You take a whiff on me, take a whiff on me, yeah, all year round, just take a whiff on me. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. If you don't believe cocaine is good, ask Carl Rove or Elijah Wood. They'll say, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. You take a whiff on me, take a whiff on me, yeah, all year round, just take a whiff on me. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. Take a whiff on me. I said, hey, honey, take a whiff on me. You take a whiff on me, take a whiff on me, yeah, all year round, just take a whiff on me. I said, hey, honey, take a on me. That song was by the Reverend Gary Davis, and the title is Cocaine Habits. It's a doozy. Now, this next one is a song by my old pal, poor Pelly. Haven't seen him in years. I miss the guy. Used to go down to the Dirty Schwa, Oshawa, and play tunes with him and some folks at the Velvet Elvis, Billy Blaskow. I remember seeing Liam down there at times, and yeah, I miss going down there. So, poor Pelly, if you're out there, this one's for you. I know I'm supposed to be past all this, but it's so easy getting hooked again. want you back, you know you're back on strong. Standing around and wondering what went wrong. I was glad when you were gone, but you were gone too long. Now time keeps dragging on and on and on, and I've been waiting for you 24/7. I've been waiting for you 24/7, and I've been thinking of you 24/7. 12-step, 2-step, 3-step, 4. I'm stepping out the back door. I'm stepping out to get some more, and I won't be back till late tomorrow. No, I need you now. I gotta get away to get to you somehow, 'cause I've been waiting for you 24/7. I've been waiting for you 24/7, and I've been thinking of you 24/7. I've been thinking of you. Oh, what am I supposed to do? I say no, 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 I can't say no to you. Well, I practiced all these ways to put you down, but all I can think of when you come around is I've been waiting for you 24/7. I've been waiting for you 24/7. I've been thinking of you 24/7. I've been waiting for you. I've been waiting for you 24/7. I've been waiting for you 24/7, and I've been thinking of you 24/7. That song's called 24/7 by my friend Poor Pelly. Ah, poor Pelly, how I miss you. How's everybody doing tonight? Write me a comment or I don't know you exist. That's okay. You don't have to write me comments. I'm not even sure I can see them. Oh, I only have one question. Why did you shave? Well, that's a very good question. My beard was bugging me. Which is the reason I shave. That's the only reason I ever shave, is if my beard's bugging me. Sometimes I can go a really long time without shaving, and it doesn't bug me at all. And then sometimes I can only get like a quarter inch, half inch, and it's driving me nuts. Just like that pirate who walked into the bar joke. I won't tell that because it's not for kids. Not that my 2 songs so far have been for kids. I am drinking non-alcoholic stout though. It's alright, it's not the same as the real thing. It's close enough though. This is a song I wrote a while back up at my cottage. It's called A Man Who Can't Dance. Stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. It's a skill that I'm lacking in my arsenal of romance. I swear if I ever move out of this stance, there's not a girl who would give me a chance. 'Cause I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. once had a girl who was elegant, long and thin. Her body would sway like a wheat stalk in the wind. But if I ever tried to move with her like that, ain't no way my harvest would come in. 'Cause I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. And I once had a girl who was cute and short and chubby. She did some Middle Eastern dance by wiggling her belly. And I'd love to look that sexy, but I can't. 'Cause I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. 2, 1, 3, and a 1, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Oh, hell. I've never had the rhythm and I probably never will. I've got the cards God dealt me, they don't include that skill. There's not a move I've got that's worth a glance. 'Cause I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can dance. And a 2 and a 1 and 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Oh boy, I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. It's a skill that I'm lacking in my arsenal of romance. I swear if I'm ever move out of this stance, there's not a girl who would give me a chance. 'Cause I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. Well, now I've got a girl who's middling at best, but she can't cut her rug, so I feel truly blessed. Yes, I'm a willing victim of perfect circumstance. So I'm stuck inside the glory of a girl who can't dance. While I'm stuck inside the body of a man who can't dance. And we are stuck together, and we might just stand a chance. That's called The Man Who Can't Dance. I wrote that one. Piers, keep it going, man. Oh, yeah. Enjoy your marking. Beard oil. You and Jerome Antoine should get together and talk beards. You guys both have prodigious beards. All right. Speaking of prodigious beards, this is another tune I wrote a while back. I've always hoped that Washboard Hank would play this song. It's another one of those songs that I wrote that I feel is not really my song, and somebody else should be playing it. And this is definitely a Washboard Hank tune. All right. If there is but one hairy creature in this wide world that I would like to see, it's that ever elusive beaver. Why does it always seem to avoid me? Oh, it's good to be good to the beavers. They are your friends, though they can be wild. Oh, treat them well and they'll be friends forever. Treat them bad and surely you'll be crying. See, that beaver is not always social. It likes to hide away in its den. But if you are persistent yet gentle, that beaver could be coaxed to let you in. That's why it's good to be good to the beavers. They are your friends, though they can be wild. Oh, treat them well and they'll be friends forever. Treat them bad and surely you'll be crying. See, that beaver is not guaranteed to like you. Might even try to complicate your life. Let's say you're bailing water from a pink canoe. Well, that beaver might attack you from the side. That's why it's good to be good to the beavers. They are your friends, so they can be wild. Treat them well and they'll be friends forever. Treat them bad and surely you'll be crying. See, sometimes that beaver, she'll get angry and she will try to chew off your head. But this is just an animal instinct. When your beaver bleeds, well then you'll understand that it's good to be good to the beavers. They are your friends, though they can be wild. Oh, treat them well and they'll be friends forever. bad and surely you'll be crying. Oh, treat them well and they'll be friends forever. Treat them bad and surely you'll be crying. That song is called Be Good to the Beavers, written by yours truly. I'm going to travel out to the West Coast now and play another song by an old buddy. I think one of these nights I'm just going to play all tunes by friends, and that'll be fun. Maybe I'll tag them. This one is by David Roy Parsons. He's a really good songwriter who is floating around the West Coast in the aughts, and he had a really kind of like a nice little he had a blue collar way of writing songs that really got to you. The audience could relate in a lot of ways. This one's called Beat Up Old Guitar. Beat up old guitar, don't shake the blues. I guess I'll trade it in for a pair of Jensen shoes. Beat up old guitar, it ain't saying nothing new. This beat up old guitar is just reminding me of you. Well, I flew up in my machine. You siphoned all my gasoline, drained of all my energy. I'll leave this bad new scene. Just when I raise my alarm, come dancing in my arms. Beat up old guitar that just don't shake the blues. I guess I'll trade it in for a pair of dancing shoes. Beat up old guitar, it ain't saying nothing new. That beat up old guitar is just reminding me of you. Well, since we've been in this tired town, driving all the boys around, and every song I listen to on the radio races under desert sky. A bird without the wings to fly, a sweet and innocent lullaby beat in my pockets dry. Beat up old guitar, just don't shake the blues. I guess I'll trade it in for a pair of dancing shoes. Beat up old guitar, ain't saying nothing new. The beat up old guitar is just reminding me of you. Well, man, don't worry where you are with your sooty beat up old guitar. Ain't sleeping 'cause it's getting late. The change is life and it won't wait. When you go home, we'll wet the floors and dance right out that door with a beat up old guitar. Just don't shake the blues. I guess I'll trade it in for a pair of dancing shoes. Beat up old guitar, saying nothing new. This beat up old guitar's just reminding me of you. Beat up old guitar, just don't shake the blues. I guess I'll trade it in for a pair of dancing shoes. Beat up old guitar, it ain't saying nothing new. This beat up old guitar is just just reminding me of you. That was Beat Up Old Guitar by David Roy Parsons, man from out west. Hadn't played that song in quite a while. That was fun. Haven't played this song in quite a while either. This is a Fred Eaglesmith tune. See if I can play it. I haven't been able to finger pick for 3 weeks because I sliced my thumb really bad. So I'm going to give it a go here, and I'll move a little closer to the microphone so that the finger picking gets picked up. Here we go. Harold Wilson is my name, son. Well, don't you sit a spell. Live right here on Ferguson Road at the Paradise Motel. And though you do not know me, there's a story I'd like to tell. It's a story that I'm sure you know well. It's a story that I'm sure you know well. Well, I had me a place on Thunder Ridge in a doomsday shack. My wife had left and took the kids a couple of years back. And I spent most of my mornings thinking about that, and my afternoons trying to figure out what to plan. I spent my afternoons trying to figure out what to plan. Did you ever try to farm a farm with a pick and a shovel? Tried to put a field into corn, just wouldn't grow nothing. Staring down across the town, you wonder why you even bother. When up the road there's a vacant room with climate control and color. You could stay there by the month for $100. You could stay there by the month for $100. Well, there wasn't money in corn, and there wasn't money in beans. They took my telephone, shut off my electricity. Then a letter came in the mail saying there's taxes owed by me. If I was ever gonna pay, well, I had 3 weeks. If I was ever gonna pay, well, I had 3 weeks. Now, did you ever try to farm a farm with a pick and a shovel? Tried to put a field into corn, just wouldn't grow nothing. Staring down across the town, you wonder why you even bother. When up the road there's a vacant room with climate control and color. You could stay there by the month for $100. You could stay there by the month for $100. Well, they sold that farm to some old fool for 10 cents on the dollar. Saw him out there last week. I was on the way to visit my daughter. And that son of a gun was out there trying to hook a windmill up to water. When he heard me laugh, he turned and I swear he hollered. When he heard me laugh, he turned and I swear he hollered. Did you ever try to farm a farm with a pick and a shovel? Tried to put a field into corn, just wouldn't grow nothing. Staring down across the town, you wonder why you even bother. When up the road there's a vacant room with climate control and color. You could stay there by the month for $100. You could stay there by the month for $100. Now the government checks come down that pike as regular as rain. And I sit outside most every night except when the June bugs drive me in. Harold Wilson is my name, son. Well, don't you sit a spell. I live right here on Ferguson Road at the Paradise Motel. That was Harold Wilson by Fred Eaglesmith. This next one's a Geoff Berner tune. I don't actually know where Geoff Berner is from. I've been exposed to his music right across the country, and my first impression of him was that he was from out west, just because those are the people I learned about him from. But then, you know, I've seen him in Halifax, I've seen him in Montreal. So I had no idea where the guy's from. Maybe somebody can fill me in. Anyway, this is called Light Enough to Travel. Again on Robson Street. Strange, 'cause we always agree. At the start of every evening, that's the last place that I wanna be. Coffee drinkers dressed in black, no sugar. They don't give me no respect. They say, look, here comes another one. And I don't know what as I pray for. Promise me we won't go down to the nightclub. I really think that it's obscene. What kind of people go to meet people? Someplace that can't be heard of. Yeah. Keep it light enough to show. Keep it light enough to show. Don't you get out of the middle. Keep it light enough to the windows of the logging company just to get a bit of release. I had to go down my accordion just to get away from the police. Keep it light enough to show. That was Light Enough to Travel by Geoff Berner. Whew, I'm hot. It's time for a poem. A poem and a sip. Poem and a sip. Black beer and black books. This book is called Milk and Honey by Rupi Kaur. I think that's how you pronounce her last name, Kaur. I can't be certain. None of these have any titles. So it's the poem off of page 170. My issue with what they consider beautiful is their concept of beauty centers around excluding people. I find hair beautiful when a woman wears it like a garden on her skin. That is the definition of beauty. Big hooked noses pointing upward to the sky like they're rising to the occasion. Skin color of the earth. My ancestors planted crops on to feed a lineage of women with thighs thick as tree trunks, eyes like almonds, deeply hooded with conviction. The rivers of Punjab flow through my bloodstream, so don't tell me my women aren't as beautiful as the ones in your country. Like that one. I'm going to keep on reading. Just yell at me if you don't want me to read. This is another black book, just by, it's a hardcover book that I took the sleeve off of. It's Bram Stoker's Dracula. And this is from Jonathan Harker's journal, the morning of 16 May. And I'm reading this one because the voices will be fun to do. So here we go. Forgive me if I completely screw a bunch of them up. The morning of 16 May. God preserve my sanity, for to this I am reduced. Safety and the assurance of safety are things of the past. Whilst I live on here, there is but one thing to hope for, that I may not go mad, if indeed I be not mad already. If I be sane, then surely it is maddening to think that of all the foul things that lurk in this hateful place, the Count is the least dreadful to me. That to him alone I can look for safety, even though this be only whilst I can serve his purpose. Oh, great God, merciful God, let me be calm, for out of that way lies madness indeed. I begin to get new lights on certain things which have puzzled me. Up to now I never quite knew what Shakespeare meant when he made Hamlet say, "My tablets, quick, my tablets, 'tis meet I put it down," etc. For now, feeling as though my own brain was unhinged, or as if the shock had come which must end in its undoing, I turned to my diary for repose. The habit of entering accurately must help to soothe me. The Count's mysterious warning frightened me at the time. It frightens me more now when I think of it, for in future he has a fearful hold upon me. I shall fear to doubt what he may say. When I had written in my diary, and had fortunately replaced the book and pen in my pocket, I felt sleepy. The Count's warning came into my mind, but I took a pleasure in disobeying it. The sense of sleep was upon me, and with it the obstinacy which sleep brings as an outrider. The soft moonlight soothed, and the white expanse without gave a sense of freedom which refreshed me. I determined not to return tonight to the gloom-haunted rooms, but to sleep here, where of old ladies had sat and sung and lived sweet lives, whilst their gentle breasts were sad, for their menfolk away in the midst of remorseless wars. I drew a great couch out of its place near the corner, so that, as I lay, I could look at the lovely view to east and south, and unthinking of and uncaring for the dust, composed myself for sleep. I suppose I must have fallen asleep. I hope so, but I fear, for all that followed was startlingly real. So real that now, sitting here in the broad, full sunlight of the morning, I cannot in the least believe that it was all sleep. I was not alone. The room was the same, unchanged in any way since I came into it. I could see along the floor, in the brilliant moonlight, my own footsteps marked where I had disturbed the long accumulation of dust. In the moonlight opposite me were 3 young women, ladies by their dress and manner. I thought at the time that I must be dreaming when I saw them, for, though the moonlight was behind them, they threw no shadow on the floor. They came close to me and looked at me for some time, and then whispered together. 2 were dark and had high aquiline noses, like the Count's, and great dark piercing eyes that seemed to be almost red when contrasted with the pale yellow moon. The other was fair as can be, with great wavy masses of golden hair and eyes like pale sapphires. I seemed somehow to know her face, and to know it in connection with some dreamy fear, but I could not recollect at the moment how or where. All 3 had brilliant white teeth that shone like pearls against the ruby of their voluptuous lips. There was something about them that made me uneasy, some longing and at the same time some deadly fear. I felt in my heart a wicked burning desire that they would kiss me with those red lips. It is not good to note this down, lest some day it should meet Mina's eyes and cause her pain, but it is the truth. They whispered together, and then they all 3 laughed. Such a silvery, musical laugh, but as hard as though the sound never could have come through the softness of human lips. It was like the intolerable tingling sweetness of water glasses when played on by a cunning hand. The fair girl shook her head coquettishly, and the other 2 urged her on. One said, "Go on. You are the first, and we shall follow. Yours is the right to begin." The other added, "He is young and strong. There are kisses for us all." I lay quiet, looking out under my eyelashes in an agony of delightful anticipation. The fair girl advanced and bent over me till I could feel the movement of her breath upon me. Sweet it was in one sense, honey sweet, and sent the same tingling through the nerves as her voice, but with a bitter underlying the sweet, a bitter offensiveness as one smells in blood. I was afraid to raise my eyelids, but looked out and saw perfectly under the lashes. The fair girl went on her knees and bent over me, fairly gloating. There was a deliberate voluptuousness which was both thrilling and repulsive, and as she arched her neck she actually licked her lips like an animal, till I could see in the moonlight the moisture shining on the scarlet lips and the red tongue as it lapped the white, sharp teeth. Lower and lower went her head as the lips went below the range of my mouth and chin, and seemed about to fasten on my throat. Then she paused, and I could hear the churning sound of her tongue as it licked her teeth and lips, and could feel the hot breath on my neck. Then the skin of my throat began to tingle as one's flesh does when the hand that is to tickle it approaches nearer, nearer. I could feel the soft, shivering touch of the lips on the supersensitive skin of my throat, and the hard dents of 2 sharp teeth, just touching and pausing there. I closed my eyes in a languorous ecstasy and waited with beating heart. But at that instant another sensation swept through me as quick as lightning. I was conscious of the presence of the Count, and of his being as if lapped in a storm of fury. As my eyes opened involuntarily, I saw his strong hand grasp the slender neck of the fair woman, and with giant's power throw it back. The blue eyes transformed with fury, the white teeth champing with rage, and the fair cheeks blazing red with passion. But the Count! Oh, never did I imagine such wrath and fury even in the demons of the pit. His eyes were positively blazing. The red light in them was lurid, as if the flames of hellfire blazed beneath them. His face was deathly pale, and the lines of it were hard like drawn wires. The thick eyebrows that met over the nose now seemed like a heaving bar of white-hot metal. With a fierce sweep of his arm he hurled the woman from him, and then motioned to the others as though he were beating them back. It was the same imperious gesture that I had seen used to the wolves. In a voice which, though low and almost a whisper, seemed to cut through the air and then ring round the room, he exclaimed, "How dare you touch him, any of you? How dare you cast eyes on him when I had forbidden it? Back, I tell you all. This man belongs to me. Beware how you meddle with him, or you'll have to deal with me. The fair girl, with a laugh of ribald coquetry, turned to answer him. You yourself never loved. You never love. On this the other women joined, and such a mirthless, hard, soulless laughter rang through the room that it almost made me faint to hear. It seemed like the pleasure of fiends. Then the Count turned, after looking at my face attentively, and said in a soft whisper, Yes, I too can love. You yourselves can tell it from the past. Is it not so? Well, now I promise you that when I am done with him, you shall kiss him at your will. Now go! Go! I must awaken him, for there is work to be done. Are we to have nothing tonight? Said one of them, with a low laugh, as she pointed to the bag which he had thrown upon the floor, and which moved as though there was some living thing within it. For answer he nodded his head. One of the women jumped forward and opened it. If my ears did not deceive me, there was a gasp and a low wail, as of a half-smothered child. The women closed round whilst I was aghast with horror, but as I looked they disappeared, and with them the dreadful bag. There was no door near them, and they could not have passed me without my noticing. They simply seemed to fade into the rays of the moonlight, and pass out through the window. For I could see outside the dim, shadowy forms for a moment, before they entirely faded away. Then the horror overcame me, and I sat down, unconscious.